Welcome to the Great Lakes Smoke Podcast Show. What we talk about basically is the love and the passion of cigars, pipe smoking, tobacco, alcohol, brothers chilling out and having a good time, laughter.
Well, how else are you gonna, enjoy a nice bourbon?
And you kind of went animalistic on tobacco buying, haven't you?
And the Rocky Patel Pure and Simple. I don't know, that thing just tastes so good.
Aficionados, and welcome to the Great Lakes Smoke Show. Oh, we're pretty excited tonight. Yes, it's a political night, so we decided to have our show and forget about the rest of the world. Who cares what's going on right now? The most important place is right here, right now, with an incredible guest coming on shortly, and she knows her stuff. She'll put some of you guys away, I guarantee it. So we'll get into that shortly. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ron. This is my brother Bob.
How you doing, folks?
The man, the curtain, the technician behind the scenes there, Mr. Kyle Jesso.
Good evening, everybody.
And the man that's traveling up to the Carolina Beach, North Carolina, the one, the only, our only cousin Frank.
That's right. The only cousin Frank that you'll
The only cousin Frank, yes. This is true in our life. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Very good.
We're doing good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope we're pretty excited. We have a special guest tonight. And right after our showcasing of sponsors, we're going to get into it. And Kyle, since we've been playing technical duties right now, how about showing the crew our sponsors? Take it away, Kyle.
Our sponsors are DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest level of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar. Next sponsor is RNA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida, the last of a legacy. The last inventory from Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs. And finally, the Chicago Pipe Collectors Club, one of the largest and oldest pipe groups in North America, with the largest pipe show worldwide. Every first weekend in May. Always looking for new members, and if you're interested, please contact via Facebook. And now, back to you, Ron.
Oh, yes. All right. So those are our sponsors. We want to thank you very much for all their support. And if any of you ever want to get in touch with us, obviously you have our Facebook page, but you can also send it to our email. It's greatlakesmokeshow@aol.com. Real simple. We keep it old-fashioned with the AOL with all you guys. Kind of gives us our age away. So
That's pretty old school.
it is old school, isn't it? Well, that's me, old school. Anyway.
That's called dinosaurs.
What's that?
That's called dinosaurs.
Well, that's what you got in the Pecorini brothers, I mean, the Minitillo's right there, but you're a young guy, so 40 ain't nothing. Believe me, I'll take that anything. Anyway.
I have underwear older than 48.
Wow.
That.
That was a lot.
You might not want to advertise that.
Yeah. That was a little TMI.
Mixed company, Frank. What's the matter? What are you?
Whoops.
Yeah. Hey, Frank, you're turning a little red there, Frank. Hey, wow, you're like tomatoing up there, Frank.
Yeah, you went right at it. But anyway, talk about Cousin Frank right now. After our special guest, as you know, or for your newbies, because we do have a lot of newbies coming on board.
We got a nice pipe.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Bob, you're doing it satisfaction. That's from RNA.
RNA, as always, giving us some nice selections of pipes here. This is I would say a little bit on the smaller side, billiard, briar, Canadian. It's a very nice little pipe, man. Nice thick bow, long stem, fishtail, and nice and light. Very nice pipe.
And that goes out to the winner of Stump the Chooch show right here. Absolutely. Cousin Frank will be asking us a couple of questions to make the three of us look like a bunch of jackasses. But then he will try to stump our audience. And if you win, and how you win, is by answering on Facebook only. And Kyle and I will be keeping our eyes open for the correct answer. Once we have that answer, we will make an announcement, and hopefully you too will win a pipe. So moving on forward, folks, our special guest tonight, Miss Laurel Tilley, and I believe she's in the Milwaukee area, Wisconsin. Is that correct? Or
That is correct. I live in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, all
Yep.
right. And she is an ambassador of MACANUDO?
Yes. So I actually used to work at Yulee Tobacco Company in Milwaukee.
Oh, you did?
And, yeah, I was there for about 6 years, and then got offered the position, or a position with General as an event manager when I graduated college. And then after about 6 months at the company, they had offered me the ambassador position, and I'm going on 4 years with General in October. So
Very nice.
been in cigars about 10 years now.
Excellent. All right,
Very
so let's
good.
start back 10 years ago. How did this all start in the, usually it's a male dominant field.
What made
So
you walk
when you
into
see-
Yulee?
Well, so
So it was
Yulee's,
before a woman's time.
so Yulee's was not my first experience with cigars. I am originally from the Lake Geneva area, which is where I grew up. And I moved to Milwaukee for college. So it's nice to be able to talk to you guys about this, because you know where everything is. Sometimes when I get
Yeah.
on these shows where you're getting people from other parts of the country, they're like, "Oh, Lake Geneva, I don't know what that is," but I'm sure you guys have some familiarity.
Oh,
with it.
yeah.
Ain't it?
Definitely.
So on my 18th birthday, my boyfriend at the time, him and his best friend had turned 18 a couple of months before me. So they started smoking cigars because they wanted to be able to do something cool now that they were legally adults. And he had introduced me to cigars, which, to be fair, in hindsight, if that was going to be my first cigar smoking experience, it's amazing that I got to where I am today. But it was actually a Grenadier from the gas station.
Woo.
And we went outside and brushed off the snow on the chairs and smoked the Grenadiers outside. I was like, okay, well, this isn't horrible, but I feel like there has to be more. And so I wasn't a huge cigar smoker early on. And then when I moved to Milwaukee for college, I went to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and I had some friends go to Marquette. And Yulee's is in fairly close proximity to Marquette. And so we had stumbled upon this cigar shop because they had clubs for all the universities, so pipe clubs, cigar clubs, so we could go all socialize and hang out when we were not old enough to go out to bars. So cigar smoking for me started as a very social thing, and then after being a customer there for a couple of years, I ended up taking some time off of school and working there full time, and I was there about 6 years before starting with General.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
So
awesome.
that was kind of my road to starting into the cigar industry. But the staff at Yulee's was always very helpful and instrumental in helping me find something that was that worked for me. I'd never been a huge flavored cigar smoker, so a lot of times early on there were a lot of places trying to maybe push the flavored cigars. I was like, they're not bad, but they're not really for me. So yeah, that's kind of what sparked this whole career for me, I suppose.
Did you smoke cigarettes or anything prior to
Nope.
that?
Nope,
No.
was never a cigarette smoker. I've probably smoked like 3 cigarettes in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Good for you.
So at Yulee's, Jamie told us so much about it. Bob and
Well,
Tim
been there.
had a chance
Been there.
to go there, which was, I guess, a whole nother world.
It was. We had the grand tour.
Did Jeff give it to you? Did he give you the nickel tour?
Well, actually, Jamie has the keys to the kingdom, so we went downstairs and took in the sights, shall we say. It was
Awesome.
a pretty amazing place.
Yeah, the old pipe room and the fact that, we still have Chris down there blending tobacco. They're one of the only few shops left in the country that still does in-house blending like that. So very iconic, good people. Jamie's a great dude.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice that you have that relationship with him and you can, you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
nice place.
He's been on the show
We're
too.
trying to maybe get the club to go up there one day. Have
Okay.
a
The
social
Chicago
smoke
Pipe
up
Club
there,
and the Great Lake Smoke Club have have a big to-do out there, or maybe a picnic if there's an area.
Well,
They mentioned there's a
I
park
don't know.
somewhere.
I mean, that's something for the summer.
Yeah.
Picnic.
Well, and there's a bar next door attached through the back skywalk stir. And Yuli's doesn't have a ton of outdoor seating. They have a couple tables and chairs. But if you go to the patio at Stir, you can get drinks, smoke a pipe, smoke a cigar. The owner there, Jerome, is amazing. He's very accommodating to that kind of stuff. And honestly, there's a fair amount of places in the downtown area to gather and smoke, or you can just walk a half a mile up the road to the lake, and then you've got that whole slew of different parks over there that you can kind of maybe do like a picnic sort of deal.
Well, like
Right.
I said, that's for the summer. I don't think about winter.
Yeah, it's probably going to snow here next week.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, be careful.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear that word.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we-
Kyle.
I was saying the
You
weather.
could always visit me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Road
There you
trip.
go.
if you want to get on a plane.
We just have maybe 20 countries around the world that just heard that, so we're jumping over to you.
There you go.
You froze,
Come
buddy.
on
You
down,
froze.
be my guest.
You
Remember
know how
that
he
commercial,
froze
right?
after he said that? He didn't want to hear it.
Right.
It was
So we
a
can stay at your place, right? You're going to put us
There's
up.
plenty of
feed us,
hotels.
and,
yeah.
Plenty of
pick us up from
hotels.
the airport.
The hotels with the swimming pools. Yeah.
There's
So-
Disney.
Oh, Disney's going to shut down. They're laying off 200 employees because of COVID today announced.
Oh wow.
Really?
Jeez.
I'm surprised that Disney even reopened.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's all about the money.
Yeah, the almighty mouse needs to make his buck.
Greed, greed, and more greed.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I get that it's outdoors, but it's impossible to keep all that stuff clean.
Impossible.
Exactly. It is impossible. And I think you're
Yeah, her smoke alarm is gone.
There you go, smoke detector. So, folks, if she's talking, we'll give you a little. In the event that she's like talking, all of a sudden gets muted out. There's nothing wrong with your sets. Just stay there. We'll pick that up shortly.
it's not your hearing aid, your hearing.
This is all part. This is all part of the show.
You know.
We've planned this. This is all part of the show. This is the act. You know, you got to get used to it.
She's supposed to surprise us, and we're supposed to figure out what she's doing.
Yeah. This is the pantomime section, so it'll be is it 2 words?
2 words.
It sounds
yeah.
like.
So what does your job entail now?
Hold on. Hold on.
She's in mute. She's in mute
Yeah.
mode.
She's-
Sorry, that was a long one.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Boy, the things that we said about you.
Right. Oh, I can still hear you.
Yeah.
You just can't hear me.
Easy, Ron.
Not 2 ways. So let's keep it PC, Ronnie. All right.
Do I
I
have?
I can hear if you're talking shit about me.
Oh, yeah. Give it back, baby. Give it back.
All right. So what does my job entail? A little bit of everything. I kind of fall in this interesting position where it's like a hybrid of marketing, PR, a little bit of sales. So the official title would be National Brand Ambassador. So basically when the world is normal and I'm able to travel, I'm on the road about 48 weeks of the year. So I cover the entire country and
The entire country?
Yep, the entire country. There's only 3.5 people in my position at the company. So Rick, who works with CAO, Sean, who works with Cohiba, and then we have Justin, who works on Diesel, but he's kind of split between ambassador and brand manager. And then I work with MACANUDO. So we all go around and work with all of our territory reps. So like Florida is a big state for us, Pennsylvania, Texas. We do a lot of work in those states. But yeah, I work with all of our reps throughout the country. Do a little bit in Canada, but Canada's taxes are terrible, so not a ton. So my job would be running educational events and so both brick and mortar in-store events, sort of like what Arlington had with Peter Stokeby the other day.
Right.
Not Peter, Eric Stokeby.
Eric.
Eric.
Yep.
Stokely.
Eric died.
And
Hey, you didn't come down for that. I'm surprised.
yeah, well, you know,
We had a great
what was Saturday? I actually had plans on Saturday because I was talking to Amu about it. But yeah, it didn't work out, unfortunately. We actually have Max Stokeby who works for us as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we just had Max on.
We just
Sorry.
had it on.
Yeah, we
Last
just
week,
last
yeah.
week we just had Max
Okay.
on.
Yeah, so Max is a great guy. So he does kind of what I do as well, but in a different climate. You know, he does pipes. So yeah, I run around, do events, do staff trainings, I work on our blend selection panel, so any new cigars for Macanudo, we go down to our factory and we're doing blend development and selection for the new cigars coming out. Basically, just kind of serving as the face of the brand, so in everything that entails.
Okay.
So the blend selection is fun. It's probably the smallest amount of the job. We're obviously doing more events than we are releasing new cigars, but it is very enjoyable to be doing that. So,
How's the virus been affecting you as far as product? Have you had any problems receiving product or?
So far, we're good. We haven't really had too many back order issues, thankfully. The nice thing is simply because of our size. I mean, I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with all of our products, but we do not only Macanudo, CAO, Cohiba, but Punch, Partagas, La Gloria Cubana, Hoy de Monterrey, Diesel,
I
Boulevard.
think I've heard of a couple of them.
Yeah, a couple of those small brands.
Just a few.
There's only 4 of you, 3.5 of you.
That's a
Who
lot of
handles all of
product.
that then?
Wow.
Well, and so we only have like us assigned to certain brands. So like Punch and La Gloria don't have an ambassador. So like Punch, Cohiba, CAO, and La Gloria would be our 4 top, like our champion brands. And there's an ambassador for 3 of them. Punch kind of has its own sort of ambassador with like the Punch guy, Mr. Punch. But so we don't handle, like we as a company produce all of those brands, but I only really exclusively work with Macanudo. So we all work for the same company and we all work on the blend selection panel. So when we're choosing a new Mac or a new CAO, Cohiba, Diesel, whatever, we all go down and smoke all of the cigars and make a collective decision.
Okay.
So that it's fun in that regard, but I'm sorry, I lost track of your question.
That's all that smoke that's getting in that air. It's loud up there. No,
Who's handling all the high end
Oh,
stuff?
yes. Oh, you're talking about the back orders and stuff. So we haven't had too much of an issue with that because we are a big company and we have a lot of back stock. But as far as like handling the other brands, I mean, we have our sales reps who work on a more local level doing like sales and events for that. So we basically come in as like the brand face, because General doesn't really have, we don't have a Nick Perdomo, we don't have a Jonathan Drew, we don't have a Rocky Patel, because we've been around and just acquired all of these brands over time. So our role is more to go in and yes, work on the back end side, but also to go run these educational, informative events akin to what like a Jonathan or a Rocky or a Nick would do.
Gotcha.
We're not like, I did not come from a cigar family, but
Yeah.
I kind of serve the function of being like the cigar person at the event.
Great.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
So
Do you do with your educational events? Do you do a little background of Macanudo, how it started, where, when, time frame, and kind of how it moved from Guatemala, I believe, is where it started. Jamaican blend. Jamaica, right?
Yep.
And Jamaican blend with there was Jamaican blend with also Mexican leaf as well, I think. Back in the
So we use Mexican San Andrean in a few of our Macanudo blends.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so the educational aspect isn't so much like the history of Macanudo. Like if people ask, yes, I find that too much of that people's eyes glaze over. So we do more like hands-on like tobacco tastings. So for our event platform, like one year we did the wrapper, the binder, and the filler all individually of both the Inspirato Black and the white. So you had the opportunity to try all of the different components and see how those affect the full cigar. And then we had just the wrappers of our 4 Inspiratos at the time. So the black, the white, the red, and the orange, to kind of see how the wrapper contributes flavor. So you smoke the full cigar, say, okay, these are the flavor notes I'm getting. And then you only smoke the wrapper, because we talk so much about why the wrapper has so much flavor and how much you're getting out of it. So to be able to smoke the wrapper on its own and be able to translate that to the full blend. And then our most recent event platform was the same tobacco from different countries of origin. So we used Habano from 2 regions of Honduras and 2 regions of Nicaragua. And we went through that. So you're smoking all Habano. So it's highlighting the soil and the climate and seeing how those are affecting. So we try to do more like hands-on
Great.
tobacco tasting
awesome.
sort of deal.
That's great, though. That's
Yeah,
very
awesome.
good. That's a wonderful education for people because a lot of people have no idea what these different leaves bring to the cigar. You hear about it, but it's like, well, what is the actual flavor of each leaf? So that's a great experiment.
Or, we talk about Nicaragua being inherently a little bit spicier, or, Honduras tends to have a little bit more earthiness or what have you. So being able to smoke these tobaccos or these cigars kind of deconstructed and be able to really pinpoint, oh, like this is the flavor. Okay, so I'm smoking the same tobacco from two regions in Honduras, and they both taste vastly different. And then you go to Nicaragua, again, the same tobacco, completely different flavor. So it gives you a better opportunity to really understand why the soil and the climate and the growing region makes a difference.
Sure. So I saw a couple of pictures of you in some farms picking some leaves. Is that, have you been to many farms, factories, or is that just one certain place that you've been to? Or you just go to the Mac factory, or you check out everything else? Like,
so the particular, go ahead.
What were you smoking right now?
So I'm smoking the MACANUDO Gold. So it's a annual release that's kind of an offshoot of what is our bread and butter for MACANUDO, which is the Cafe series. So like the Portofino, Hyde Park, kind of the cigar that everybody started on. I swear, if I had $1 for everybody who told me the MACANUDO Portofino was their first cigar, I would not have to work. But the pictures you're referring to is when we were down in our Dominican Republic factory. So Santiago, Dominican Republic is our largest operation. We also have one in Danlí, Honduras, as well as Esteli, Nicaragua. So Esteli is more CAO focused. We do some Cohibas out of there. We actually did our MACANUDO Inspirado Red out of there. But primarily when we go to do like blend selection or meetings or field work, it's down in the DR. So when I was on the retail side, the first factory I ever visited was actually Perdomo. On the general side, I've been to all of our factories multiple times, but we typically go to the DR once or twice a year.
Nice. Okay, wow. I got a lot of time on the road.
Yeah, a ton of time on the road.
Husband's okay with that, or does he come with you?
No. He if I'm doing a fun event, like there was one we had in Manhattan a couple of years ago through JR Cigars. It was called Smoking on the Hudson. So they rented a boat and it was a cigar cruise with dinner and drinks along the Hudson River in the skyline at dusk. So like you went past like the Statue of Liberty and got to so stuff like that. Or he always comes out to Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest with me in Denver in August. But for the most part, I do all the travel by myself or with our reps rather.
Very good.
Be a lot of fun though.
Yeah, a ton of fun. I mean, and I'm a huge food person, so I love like one of the best parts about my job, beyond being able to just like smoke cigars all the time, is going and trying all the different regional foods. So when I'm in the South, it's always like, barbecue or, going down to New Orleans and having their oysters. So it's cool to be able to have all of the different foods.
So you've been to Acme then?
So I actually have not yet been there.
Really?
No. Typically we go to Drago's. Yeah, we always go to Drago's when we're there.
Gotcha. Try Acme's.
Okay.
Just
yeah. My coworker Sean with Cohiba is from New Orleans, and he recommends that, so I'll have to go check it out too.
So with the COVID, I know it's hard to ask, but what is new? What does General have planned for all of you guys? Let's say it was in a perfect world. What is coming up? Do you have anything new in line
Any new sticks coming out?
Yeah, so the green, which Ronnie, you are smoking, that just came out in August of this year. So we have started the Inspirado series in the United States in 2016, and the last full run we released was the red in 2018. So we gave it a year break with some limited releases. So that was new for this year. Next year we have a limited release coming out, and for MACANUDO under the Inspirado line. And then we have a couple other sticks coming out that probably a little too early for me to advertise, but we do have new stuff coming down the pipeline.
We can keep it quiet. Don't we won't tell nobody.
You can just whisper.
We'll keep it quiet, but also advertise the show to the world.
Yeah.
So.
It's not around about 20 countries at least.
There you go.
There we go. How about for yourself? Do you see yourself staying in this position? Do they have a higher position for you to go, become another ambassador of another line? What's going on? I mean, you're young and you're so far ahead of so many people in the industry with your age. It seems like you've done so much. Where is Laurel's, let's say, future lie?
Well, right now here, the ambassador program is interesting because we're kind of on our own little island. And, MACANUDO as a brand, I mean, MACANUDO is our number one selling brand. It's one of the number one selling brands in the world as well. So as far as like going to a different line, I don't know how it would just be me kind of doing what I'm doing for a different brand within our company. But, I'm happy with MACANUDO. I'm happy with General. I don't really have any plans to go anywhere. The only thing, if I could do more, it would just be to work more in like the blend development aspect of it. So, but again, there's only so much we can do. We can only release so many new blends a year, but I'd like to work on a Laurel cigar.
Well, there we go. Okay. So
Very
as far as your blending capabilities, I mean, how's your palate? You pick out the different blends easily? I mean, are you well versed in that already?
You roll too?
So I'm not a terrible, no, I'm not like a professional roller. I'm better at rolling than I am at bunching. I feel like the bunching is a real pain in the ass. Like I have tiny hands and I don't have the dexterity to like keep the tobacco. I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody bunch a cigar, but it's basically like taking the fillers into the binder and then having to make sure they're all in the right place. So the rolling itself, a little clunky, but it's passable. Whereas the bunching, not so hot. So yeah, and it basically like the blend development process is coming up with, okay, well, like for the Inspirato series, for example, the green that you're smoking is a Brazilian wrapper. And it's the first time we've ever used that particular region in Brazil for a MACANUDO, which is Arapiraca. So it was coming up with saying, okay, well, what do we want to sort of round out this portfolio? What do we have to work with? What do we have access to? Okay, can we do something with Arapiraca? And then we have our blending teams who work down at the factories, and they'll come up with anywhere from 10 to 15 different blends, and we kind of weed it down from there. And then the final blend selection is when everybody comes in. So marketing, like our brand managers, our other ambassadors like Sean, Rick, Justin, Max will go down, and we'll all go and kind of smoke the final 2 or 3 and make the ultimate selection. So earlier on, it's usually like Steve, who is our brand manager, myself, or like a smaller group of people. And then as it gets more narrowed down, we kind of expand the group. And it's nice that we do it because like I have a certain palate, or like Steve has a certain palate. We don't always want to choose blends that fit our smoking desires. Like Rick with CAO, he hates Cameroon, right? But not everybody hates Cameroon. So for him, it's hard to be objective and say, I want this Cameroon, because he just simply doesn't like that wrapper. So it's nice to have kind of a wider scope, a larger palette, sort of diversity to kind of come together and say, like, as a collective whole, we think this is best to suit this line.
Well, yeah, because you're appealing to the masses. So I mean, there's a lot of taste buds out there.
Do you have a certain quota that you like to put out stick-wise per year for one of each or 2 per each line? Is that something that's like in the works for each line, or just go with it?
There's not like a particular quota, but we kind of have, seasons. So like around the trade show time, IPCPR is when we tend to release new items. So we usually do a summer release there, 1 or 2 per line. Sometimes it's 1 full run, 1 limited edition. Sometimes, like 2 years ago, it was mostly just limited releases with all of the FDA regulations coming down. It was just easier because we could kind of have the freedom to blend what we wanted without having to worry about when the regulations came down. It was already off the market. It was a one and done. Now with the regulations kind of changing, I think we'll have to see where the future takes us as far as new innovation in that regard. But most lines 2 to 3 per year typically, because we don't want to just inundate the market with new products. Because the problem is there's only so much retail space. Like we can keep releasing cigars, but retail shops aren't going to keep having infinite amounts of room.
Right, there's only so many shelf space that you can use.
Space, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so we don't want, if we're releasing a new Macanudo, we don't want you taking an old Macanudo off the shelf. You know, we don't want Macanudo replacing Macanudo. Theoretically, it would be like, okay, you know, you want to take some other guy's thing off the shelf. Cool, right. But like that's not the reality of it. So it's just doing it strategically where we're releasing new items that we can get into stores that people are interested in without cannibalizing our own product. So it's a real tricky game to play.
Absolutely.
Do you find what's your internet sales compared to brick and mortar sales, and has there been any real change, especially this year with COVID, for your brick and mortar comparative to your internet sales?
Well, so I mean, internet, I'm sure you can guess, has been just like spiked in the last year with Corona. So, I mean, you know, we run like CI as part of our company.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So General Cigar, like Cigars International is sort of like our sister company, as well as like cigars.com and Thompson. So they run separately. So while we're under the same umbrella corporate wise, we don't operate as the same company. So it's hard to compare, like, because it's not like internal sales. So it's like our brick and mortar and larger distributor, and like they're really online only, with the exception of a couple of their Pennsylvania and Texas superstores. But yeah, we definitely have seen a spike in internet sales for sure. We're finding a lot more just newer smokers, not even necessarily people smoking more, which is also the case, but just organic growth in the cigar industry, which is amazing, especially when the regulations only get worse.
Right.
So how has the regulations just kind of easing up a little bit, you said?
Well, they finally defined what a premium cigar is, which was a major movement with the FDA, because they were just sitting there not making any decisions. So
yeah, and kind of, you know, working to not be as strict on, like, you know, the dates, like the predicate dates, and when cigars had to be on the market by, because it was a really tough situation. And being a bigger company, there was a lot of finger pointing to larger companies, like, oh, well, you guys like this, it's going to kill the little guy. And we're like, you know, one of our best selling cigars, which is the CAO Flathead, was post that predicate date. Like that cigar would not have been protected should those regulations hold. So, I mean, those regulations aren't good for anybody. So we're pleased that it seems to be easing a little bit.
Yeah, I like
Flathead is a great cigar.
Yes. Yeah, the Flathead's phenomenal. I mean, CAO as a whole is just a great brand because Rick is incredible. He's a great blender, and it's very innovative. And CAO, to me, they don't really have a confine or a box that they have to stay within. It's like, oh, you want to do this blend that's totally like an offshoot of anything that we already have. They're like, cool, let's make it. So whereas, you know, kind of Cohiba has a feel, like Macanudo has its own feel, like CAO still has like its own brand feel, but we just, anything like crazy tobacco wise or like new unique concepts, CAO is really good about being kind of on the forefront of that.
I'm going to put you on the spot about something, being that you mentioned them. What your opinion of the Cohiba that was launched at the show 2 years ago there in Vegas?
Are you talking about the Spectre?
I don't remember what the name was. The one that they gave out to everybody.
Were you at the Las Vegas show last year?
No.
Yeah. Are you talking about at the party?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Cohiba Connecticut.
Yes.
What was your feeling about that one?
I mean, I personally like it, but I also like a well-done Connecticut shade. If you're not a mellower smoker, if you're not, you know, into Connecticut shade, I mean, I understand that. But I think for the Cohiba brand and being able to bring like the flavor and the complexity into something that's an inherently mellower cigar, we did a good job. But that's my opinion. I also, like I said, I like Connecticut's.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious because, frankly, I found it to be a a real zero, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, you know, everyone has a different palate. That's why we make a ton of cigars.
I was wondering why Cohiba would come out with a cigar like that. I was like, wow, this is a major disappointment. And
Well,
I
and
heard-
Cohiba-
Bob has to preface that because he likes to smoke the spiciest of
well,
spicy.
I like strong. Yeah, the stronger the better, obviously. But that one, I don't
He
know.
has no taste. He has no taste palettes left. They're all gone.
No, I do.
they're all burnt off.
Yeah, they're burnt.
Air. That was just smoking air. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it is a mellower cigar. You know, and for Cohiba, we didn't really have any offerings in that flavor profile. So while it might, I guess, not necessarily be to your taste, if you're a spicier, fuller bodied smoker, there was a gap in the profile for that we needed to fill sort of with that mellower Connecticut. So
Does it sell?
objectively,
is
you
it a big
know.
seller? I'm just curious.
yeah, I mean, it does well for us.
Does yeah? Okay.
But you know, for me, like I don't like super full bodied cigars. I tend to be more in kind of like the medium full range. So it's hard to say like if we come out with a cigar, like we have the Punch Diablo. Like objectively, the Punch Diablo is a well done cigar. We collaborated with AJ Fernandez. We use his tobaccos and his fermentation process. Like people love it. Not for me. It's just not my style of cigar. I'm not going to find myself smoking a Punch Diablo all the time simply because it's not to my taste. So, but I can't say it's not a good cigar because maybe for
Right.
you it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the beauty of cigar smoking.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat with Bob though. I mean, when I had the Cohiba in Vegas, it wasn't anything I liked. But then when we went to New York for Luciano's birthday at Club MACANUDO, I had one of these.
Oh, the bourbon, nice.
And I fell in love with this one. So this is I think
That was delicious.
yeah, I think it took me all of like a week after we got back from New York, and I already ordered a box of them. I was like, yeah, throw a box in my humidor.
Isn't Club MACANUDO fun?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Great
That was a
place.
great time. Great time.
Did you get the bacon?
We had
bacon
the
roll.
we had the
Yeah, the roll,
scallops.
yeah.
Or no, we had the octopus. They had scallops. Man,
Calamari.
it was like hors d'oeuvre after hors d'oeuvre. That just it was like a wave for his birthday. So
Champagne was flowing like soda.
It's
And-
awesome. Yeah, it's a
It
fun
was
place.
a good night. It was
and
a
we
good night.
and we were on the air for
Was that
4
on the
hours.
birthday?
4 hours were on the air for that his
Damn.
birthday.
Damn.
That was our longest non-stop show,
Yeah,
really.
that was a
No,
great.
we had a 20-minute break, Ron. Remember? 20-minute break where we
I had
wolfed down
to
some
We gotta
food.
eat. We gotta eat something. I mean, we flew in, did the show.
Yeah.
And we flew out.
Yeah,
Right after.
that's exactly what happened. Flew
Turn
in,
and
did the
burn.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys go back, if you didn't have the bacon, they do a slab bacon, and so it's like almost the consistency of pork belly and the
Ooh.
interior, but charred on the outside, and it's like a maple brown sugar cayenne glaze.
Oh my gosh.
So good! I dream about that bacon.
You're speaking my language. Oh. I go down here to the Lazy Dog in Vernon Hills here, and they have a candied bacon that they do, and they bring you like a basket full of candied bacon. It's
Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, similar concept with that, almost like candied sort of like glaze on the outside, but God, it's so good. It cuts like butter,
Yum.
and it's just this big ass slab they serve you.
How often do you go there?
I'm in New York in the city, probably 2 or 3 times a year. Club MACANUDO, I try to make it when I'm out there, but probably only once or twice a year.
Really?
Okay.
Mhm.
Where else in New York area do you go? You go to the superstore
Hey,
out
next
in
time
Valley
you go,
Hill?
can you bring me back some Katz's, please?
Oh yeah.
I'll get right on that.
We'll meet you in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
pastrami.
just make it a 3.
So
Just get
there's
3
not
orders.
a ton like in Manhattan besides like the Club MACANUDO. I've done some stuff there's a Casa de Monte Cristo on 2nd Avenue that I've done some stuff with, but
Not Soho.
more so in the like Whippany Paramus area in Jersey. So that's where like
J&R.
the big
JR.
Oh, I
big
love
Monte
it.
Cristos are.
I
That's
love
our
it.
old stomping ground.
Yeah,
Nice.
Off of Route 10.
Good.
Well,
So
we're
we're in the suburbs.
We're from New York, and then we lived in
Okay.
Jersey. So, yeah, that's a place we frequented quite often.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we made it our second home, J&R Tobacco. That's when we were, smoking very heavily. Not that these guys don't smoke heavily now; they probably even smoke more now. But
Yeah, probably do.
Well, and they're incredible stores. My God, I don't know if you guys have been back anytime recently, but with like the full bar and the restaurants and just the atmosphere, they're gorgeous. My God.
The apparel room, the perfume and cologne room, and the lounge upstairs. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a magnificent place.
great.
It really is.
So you guys have been smoking then for quite some time. What got you all into cigar smoking?
Wow, what didn't?
Well, that's a tough call.
I've been smoking since about 1966. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember that year fondly.
happy.
Yeah.
My,
That's when he had hair.
yeah.
Down like Jesus Christ down here.
yeah, for me, it was about when I was 18. All my friends were like into cigarettes, smoking cigarettes, this and that. And I literally, I'd be standing out in the cold with them, just, talking and everything. And then one day I was just like, hey, my uncle, grandfather, they used to smoke cigars. And I was like, I just walked into the shop. I don't remember what the first one was that I had. And I got a cigar. And when they're all out there, puffing away on their cigarettes, or, being all nervous and stuff, I'm just sitting there. It's calm as cool. And I'm
Whip out your white owl.
and then
Well, and it's a totally different smoking experience. People who smoke cigarettes, if you smoke both, you don't smoke cigarettes for the same reason you smoke a cigar.
Exactly.
uh-huh.
No. Cigarettes is just like a nervous habit.
Yeah, it became a social thing, for me, is where, and then it just snowballed into this, and then here we are,
Yeah.
20 years later, hanging out with these guys and these, doing a show, and been traveling the country now doing a show. It's like you
That's
can't
awesome.
get any better.
Well, and
than
I
this.
assume you guys all met because of cigars, like at a lounge or something.
Actually,
Well, we're brothers.
Yeah, you're brothers and you're the
I
cousins.
was,
I'm saying
I was
Kyle.
forced to meet them.
Okay.
yeah, they're all.
I had no
I
choice. I was forced.
We had to get in the car, drive from New York to Jersey to see this little creature hanging out. And we had to tap him on the head. Hey, we're your cousins.
And then we were just waiting for the day to corrupt them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Well, there you go. And that day obviously came.
yeah,
It did. It didn't take them long.
No, it doesn't take us to do anything long. And yes, we corrupted Kyle into being a pipe smoker now more than ever.
Well, but I told you I was a pipe smoker long before I knew you. It was just something.
Yeah, but you got more
We got
into it.
back
And now you got
into it,
like,
yeah.
20 pipes and
Yeah.
a lot more tobacco. And
Yeah.
Much more educated.
Well,
in it.
but the funny story is so like how I met Ron and Bob. I used to run a store in Round Lake, and they were one of my number one customers. And so then we just started hanging out. We started, going for after work drinks and dinners, and then it just became a great friendship that I've had. I've since left that area. I work down farther closer to Schaumburg now, but we just stayed in contact, stayed together. It's been a great friendship, and now I call them both my brothers.
literally.
Now, do you
Yes.
still work in cigars at all, Kyle, or no?
No, I work at a paint store, a paint company,
Okay.
I should say. I'm not
Okay.
going to advertise on here because they don't pay me for that. So,
Fair enough.
Right. Unless they want to be a sponsor.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
No, he just breathes paint fumes all day.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, that's where
Perfect.
I was. Was with that company, and then I moved on to different towns and different locations, and one of the Cuban experience when that one
in
was
Waukegan, yeah.
when that was just not even a blip on the radar yet. I was shipping the paint and stain and everything that went into that place. So I was hanging out at a Cuban before those two were. And then Ron calls me up. He's like, "Hey, I got this great cigar lounge in Waukegan. It's called the Cuban." I was like, "Yeah, I know that one. I've been in there plenty of times already."
That's awesome. And what a beautiful store.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
Probably
fabulous.
one of the best.
6,000 square feet on the first floor alone.
Mhm.
It's a nice size humidor, comfortable as can be, old school.
Super nice people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We did that.
Very nice.
So that's where Bob and I started the Great Lakes Pipe and Cigar Club there, and
Okay.
we're meeting every Wednesday. And we kind of grew it up to about 25 people every Wednesday. We had my band play the jazz and blues and music, and then COVID hit
Yep.
and kind of shut us down
That's it.
altogether.
Yeah.
But we're at Arlington Pipes and Cigar down in Arlington Heights. You know,
Mhm.
Moo is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And just with her on Saturday, like Bob mentioned. So we're hanging out down there, and they close the place up, and we hang out, and that's we do our own little meeting
Private
there.
club for us.
Yeah.
Nice.
Real
Nice.
nice.
So do you have anything? Does General have any pipe tobacco also? Do you have a line there? Do they have any distribution in pipe tobacco?
Oh yeah, we do. Stokeby. Some Peterson. We were doing Dunhill for a while. Lane.
Okay.
So yeah, we have pipe tobacco distribution as well, but we don't. Max is more on that end, and we kind of have a different subset of people who work
Max
with
Duncan,
that.
you mean, or you have
Yeah.
Max?
Next. Okay.
Yeah, Max. Yep.
So Max is working for you guys on the Journal end on that.
Yeah, so Max, and then we have Leonard, who also he came from Lane. So when we acquired Lane, we had some crossover, and so that's where those guys came from. So
So you
he's
guys both trained? I didn't-
yes,
Okay.
yep. So all your 1Qs, BCAs,
Okay.
you know.
Did not
So
know
that-
that.
So do you
Yeah.
know Josh from Arango Cigar Company then?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. 'Cause-
Josh is on,
He's-
so
yeah.
hi, Josh.
Hey,
I know you're
Josh.
listening.
and he's forever hanging out with us in Arlington. So
Good hanging
Yeah.
on Saturday, Josh.
And Arlington is such a great shop. Chris is amazing, and Amu has been so great for the pipe community there, and she's so active on everything. And it's cool to see, somebody who's her age really into pipes and kind of trying to spread the good word of pipes and pipe tobacco to an entirely new generation. Because you look at cigars and pipes, and it tends to be maybe like an older demographic overall, but I feel like cigars are easier to kind of get move along to people starting to get into the industry, where pipes tend to be a little bit more difficult. So it's cool to see her kind of out doing that, doing the good work.
yeah.
Oh,
She
she's
is.
doing a
She's
great
good
job. And
And
now,
Chris, being a pipe smoker too, is
Mhm.
certainly helpful because he is the owner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it's a great place, and they treat us terrific. I mean, closing the shop down just for us to hang out and have our meetings.
the Chicago Pipe Club, we have our meetings there.
That's
And,
become our official new home. So
Okay, because you guys bounce between shops. You were talking about being over at 8 to 8 for a while,
Yeah,
correct?
8 to 8.
Yeah, we were at
but
8.
we're no longer
Okay.
officially at Arlington. But we,
Okay.
we do visit other places. So, Cuban, of course, was one of the places. And
Hmm.
in fact, we have a place coming up this Saturday that we've never been to.
We're down at the Humidor down
The
in
Humidor?
Mm-hmm.
Westmont on Ogden.
Oh yeah. Because that's only Humor or Westmont. Oh, sorry, I was thinking Lyle. Lyle's the newer one.
Lyle's where that killing was.
Yeah.
Westmont is the other one. It's 5 minutes south
Yeah.
east.
Sam and Tammy.
Right. So we got that. Do you do anything at Kennedy the King over in Lakemore?
I have not personally done anything over there, but we do have they're one of our accounts.
Okay, very good. And then you got Cigar and More. That he's got 2 locations, one in Libertyville and one in Long Grove. Do you guys have
Yes.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I've done a lot in Libertyville, and in Libertyville, so easy. I mean, it's literally like an hour on the
Right
nose to
down
get
the
there
road
for
from you.
me.
Yeah.
Long Grove is cool. I like that it's the old house. I just love that aesthetic. It's just very fun for me. But it's just kind of, it's not as convenient to get to. And I tend to do more events at Libertyville because they have more sort of like in and out customers. But yeah, we do stuff with them. We do the humidors. We do 8 to 8, Casa, Schaumburg.
How about Papa's over at Highwood?
I personally have not done anything there.
No? Okay. Jovan's a friend. We've done some events over there for him too.
Hey,
Okay.
let us know when you're coming down this way.
Yeah, maybe we can do a podcast event along with you.
Yeah, I will for sure. I know the first week, I think it's the first week in November, I'm going to be in the Chicagoland area. We're trying to square away something at 1101, and that's in Indiana, I'm pretty sure, just over the border. But, probably be looking at more of your like Arlingtons, 8 to 8s. I do a lot of stogies in Hanover Park too.
Well, let us know. Email me or Facebook me. Stay in touch, and maybe we could put something together with
But
a
not Indiana, because I don't want to renew my passport.
Kyle might do Indiana. He's over there. And,
Yeah, I've been there.
in the weekend.
I go to
Bob has to have proof of birth. I think he has to show like dinosaur skeleton bones or something.
I have it.
Damn.
It's in fossil form.
Hey, Brian McGuire for Oliva Cigars.
Hey,
He just joined.
Brian.
Hello, Brian.
What's
Hi,
up?
Brian.
You know Brian too?
I do, yeah. I knew. I actually haven't seen Brian in a while since he's been with Oliva, but he was the Perdomo rep up
Perdomo
here
rep.
for quite a while.
Mhm.
So
Haven't seen Brian either for a while.
Yeah.
We saw him 2 months ago.
Well, that's a while.
Well, that's true. He liked to
Yeah.
hang with the guy more.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Great guy.
And that's not a reflection on him. That's a reflection on me. I'm just, and it sucks because there's so many great accounts in the area. But when my schedule is normal and I'm traveling all the time, Wisconsin, beyond like Milwaukee having a couple accounts and like Madison, and then there's Prohibition up in Green Bay, but there's not a ton right here. So local markets, I do more Chicagoland, but yeah, I'm typically on a plane for most of my travel. So I, in some respects, miss it. Like I miss the experience of going and like seeing everybody and seeing the different lounges and smoking and like the actual travel. But as far as like being in an airport or on a plane, you can keep that. I just want to like teleport myself to these places.
Not ready for Star Trek yet.
Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty.
God, wouldn't that be great if teleportation was a thing? And if, for a
my
weekend,
God.
I'm like, oh, let's go do a weekend in Venice. And we could just like teleport ourselves there and do a weekend as opposed to having to,
Right.
fly there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
we'll jump on with you.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll go.
I definitely don't want to be the first one to like test that shit out though, because you don't get like reassembled the right way.
Right down, picture,
Yeah, it'll be like the movie Spaceballs where he gets teleported and his head's on backwards.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Who
well,
knows?
anything else new that you can possibly share with us in your world at all? I know we kept you on about an hour, so we do appreciate your time.
God, it's been an hour already?
Yeah,
Yeah.
time flies when we're having fun. We talk a lot.
Yeah, but that's what you do with cigars. You talk. I mean, that's why I've had to relight my cigar like 100 times because I just keep talking.
Well, you can smoke as way we are. That's okay. You're allowed.
It's easier like this because, sometimes you guys can talk and I
Yeah.
can take a couple puffs. But
Yeah.
for a while in quarantine, when I was doing like Facebook and Instagram lives on a weekly basis, my God, my cigar was going out constantly because when you're trying to just keep the conversation flowing, speaking to a screen by yourself, like there's only so much you can do. Like, I don't want to have to make you guys sit here and watch me smoke a cigar.
It's all right. We smoke.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good
Right.
thing.
Yeah, like I said, this is easier. But no, I mean, like I said, the green was new this year for us. That just came out in August, so that's still in its infancy for the release. We've got some fun new stuff coming down the pipeline next year. Like I said, we've got a limited release coming out under Inspirato, and I can't speak too much to the details, but we just got done probably a couple months, 2-3 months ago with the blend selection process. And what I can say is we're doing a very interesting wrapper because it's a tobacco that isn't typically known coming from this region. So it'll be fun. It'll be different.
Okay.
Now, when you go to release those new cigars, would you be opposed to coming back on the show and talking those new cigars up with us?
Yeah, I'm never coming back on the show.
Exactly. Don't ever come back.
It had to be good because of you, Frank. Frank, it's your
Listen,
fault. Right
Frank's
off the
over
bat,
here
you gave her a
talking
bad
about his
feeling.
underwear.
Actually, Ronnie, it's because of you.
Oh!
I'm outta here.
Oh, hey!
Of course, yes, I would love to. You guys have my number. You know how to get a hold of me. So if and when you ever want to do something like this again, please let me know. Totally be happy to come back on and talk about new releases. You know, smoke more cigars, talk about whatever. I love doing this kind
And
of stuff.
whenever you're down this way, let us know.
Yeah.
I will.
If you want us. I mean, I don't know if you
Well,
want
she doesn't
us.
want you, but for the rest of us,
Right.
Yeah.
For the rest
Yeah,
of
and
us,
when you guys go to like Waukegan or something, or you know the Cuban Experience, if you're gonna pop up to Yuli's or go anywhere in the Milwaukee area for the day, let us know. You know, totally come down and have a cigar or a pipe with you. I haven't smoked. I used to be a pipe smoker when I was in retail. I haven't smoked a pipe in probably 5 years, so I'll have to dust off
Oh.
the pipe.
Nice.
There you
What kind
go.
of pipes do you have?
I have a Savinelli semi church warden.
Nice.
I have a Peterson Bulldog.
Okay.
I have a what was the before Savinelli did Roma, they discontinued it. It was like the really popular sort of like entry level line, but it was like $70 to $75 per pipe.
Ask Bob. He's probably got 100
was-
of them in
like
his
I said, it was
house right
before
now.
the
He's probably got
Roma.
100 of those.
But it was like super, super popular from Savinelli, and we were really disappointed that they discontinued it. So whatever that was.
There's so many.
And
There really is.
I know.
I got a
I
lot
know.
of delis, so
Yeah, Bob's
I've got a
Bob's
cool
got like
pirate
1,000
meerschaum.
pipes in his house.
Oh, there you go. That's
oh,
nice.
dust them off,
Nice.
and we'll,
Yeah.
we'll have some pipe smoking conversations.
Absolutely, and we'll invite Amu. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
will.
Maybe we'll get Jamie if he can find some 5 minutes to get away with all of his busy.
Or we just show up at his house.
I
That's
like
even
that
better.
idea. I
That's
like
even
that
better.
one. We'll just go there.
There you
Jamie,
go.
everybody's coming.
Like the barbecue, you know.
Yes, which is how we all connected. We met at a barbecue at Jamie's house.
Do you go there every year? Because I don't remember you last year.
I was personally not there last year because I was on the road, but yes, we've been going forever. I mean, this was probably my 8th or 9th year. Jamie stood up in our wedding. Like we're good friends with Jamie.
Oh wow.
All right.
Okay.
I have to show this bottle. Somebody's
Oh,
asking.
screwball. I love it. I
Nice.
love that stuff.
There you go, Jeff. If you're watching, it's here.
What are they asking?
Where's the screwball?
Oh, I don't know. This is what I'm
That's
drinking.
Okay.
Somebody
What's
has
the
told me
reserve?
now that you know how PBR has that hard coffee? They say you
No.
need to take a PBR hard coffee, put a shot of screwball in it, and they're like, it's like liquid Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah. pretty much.
So is Screwball a peanut butter whiskey?
It is.
Okay,
it
so
is.
I just picked up a peanut butter whiskey the other day. Not Screwball. I think it's like something dog, Red Dog, Mad Dog.
Well, Screwball's
dog.
like the big name. Like they're the ones
Okay.
that made it like sociably acceptable,
Okay.
and then everyone's
And
copying.
I've yet to try it, but it sounds interesting. So would you recommend doing it just as the whiskey, or do you pair it with anything?
No,
Or
you
like
can-
as far as like put
Well,
anything
yeah,
in it?
just
Sweet.
sip on it. Yeah, put it
You
over
like
ice and
sweet?
sip on it.
If you like
If
sweet,
you like
Yeah.
sweet, you probably like that. I just offered it to me for the first time, and I was gagging. It's too sweet for me. I can't. drink it.
Okay.
No.
So
But
hear
Ronnie
me
has
out.
a-
If you want Reese's
Ronnie
peanut
does
butter
have a
cups, Screwball with Yoo-hoo.
Oh yeah, there you go.
that sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not for him, but I will try that.
I like you, but no.
Yoo-hoo.
Give me my bourbon, just bourbon. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't find that the peanut butter flavor pairs weird with cigars or anything? Like it goes pretty well?
Oh, every cigar I've had with it works well. Not-
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the peanut butter is not a strong overcasting to it, so it just
Okay.
adds a little bit of a little bam, Emerald Lagasse there,
Little Emerald.
Yeah.
Little
Too-
Emerald.
Too sweet, but hey, each his own.
Anyway, just to let you know, we're going to do a segment called Stump the Chooch.
Stump
Okay.
the
Mentioned earlier.
chooch.
You're more than welcome to stay aboard. It's where Cousin Frank asks some history questions to us and tries to stump us.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hang
Right,
out for a
Mark.
couple minutes here.
Hang out for
Yeah.
that, and then and you're more than welcome to answer some of these until we have an audience question, and then the audience is going to fight for this pipe
Okay.
by A&R treasures. And also, folks, while you're listening, before we forget, for the rest of you,
This is kind of
we
important.
are taking up a collection of pipes, cigars, any kind of paraphernalia for our men and women who are serving over at the Middle East. We have Jeremy Feliciano from Briar Nation, who will get a care package from us and hopefully get that out to the rest of the men and women who are fighting for us and protecting us. And we're doing that. And if you win, I know the last 5 winners have donated the pipes to them. So we got a nice box going out. Just throwing it out there. But if you have anything that you like to offer, please PM me. I'll give you my address. We'll send it, and then we'll send the package off next month.
This month, October. Well,
we're not in October yet.
Come
on, Bob.
Almost.
When Jeremy gets situated, because they move him around, and
they
we can't
move him
tell you
around.
where he is. We will send the package off. It'll be cigars and pipes, tobaccos, and a whole bunch of things.
So
for
they
them.
can get it over there. So
Yes.
Right. So anyway,
All right.
stay on board, folks. We're going to go to our next segment called Stump the Chew.
Hey.
All right, it's Frank here. Take it away.
Well, finally you get to me. I've been sitting here listening to you two clowns the whole time.
Well, you were clowning in, so don't say that.
All right. Once in a while, I do chime in a little bit. But I usually like to start this with a little trivia about history,
his own.
and sometimes.
Anyway, just to let you know, we're going to go to our next segment called
what am I?
Russ.
Well, I'm hearing like double.
Yeah, I'm a ventriloquist. See that? My lips never even move.
All right.
Go ahead.
September 29th. That's today, right?
October 9th, September 20th.
1986.
86.
Ooh, all right.
1986. What was the name of the space shuttle that was launched after? Obviously, it was a few years after the Challenger disaster. What was the name of that space shuttle?
Discovery.
That was launched in '86.
Discovery.
Enterprise.
Kyle said it.
Kyle said it.
Okay.
Bob, Enterprise. I think Bob is still on watching.
Star Trek 1967.
He's caught in 1967. He can't get out.
I was going to blink like Captain Pike, you know.
Well, Kyle finally, you see, I knew Kyle would get something because he's,
I got the
he's
first
younger,
one
a
last
little bit
year.
more
Or last
attuned
week.
to history.
I got the
Yeah,
first one
I was
last
born in
week with the
86, so-
Ford, the Model T.
That's true.
Oh, man. Come on.
That's
Give me some
true.
credit here. Jeez.
Okay.
Man, I get no
All right.
respect. Oh.
Well, we keep going on 19. This is a good one. I'm sure you guys may know this. Bob might know it because he was actually working in 1962. September 29th, 1962.
Bob retired.
What was the average take-home pay of a factory worker with 3 dependents
About $59.
per week?
Oh,
Per week. There
per
you go. You're
week?
close.
$62.
How much?
$62 a week.
120.
No, $94.87 a week.
Nice.
Wow.
1962. That's not too bad.
Nope. Not
It's a
at all.
very specific question.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
With
I
3
thought
dependents.
With
Yeah.
3 dependents. Well, they did a survey. More. Well, the Department of Labor did a survey, and they figured, we might as well put this out.
Nice.
All right.
So, this is a good one. Let's see if you guys will figure this one out. This was back on September 29th, 1967. A number of American servicemen
Oh, June.
were arrested in Turkey. What were they arrested for?
Who was it? Say that again.
A number of American servicemen were arrested in Turkey in 1997, September 29th. They were arrested in Turkey. What were they arrested for? And it's kind of an odd thing to be arrested for. I'm giving you a hint. And what do
I don't know.
servicemen tend to do in bars?
Drink.
Fight.
Right.
Fight.
Fight. That's true. But what precedes the fight?
Drinking.
Helping out.
Oh,
Drinking.
An arrest.
An arrest.
No, that
What else?
they were yelling profanities, and you weren't allowed to swear in Turkey, so they were arrested for swearing, and the judge and the local prosecutor didn't let them off the hook with a warning.
Just like our
Wow.
podcast, no swearing.
Wow.
Right. Exactly.
Con.
wow.
You guys are learning.
Whisper it all over Turkey.
Yeah, people do a lot of whispering in Turkey.
One more for us, Frank, and then we get to the crowd.
Speaking
One
of
more,
Turkey,
one more.
what's
Let's
one of
see.
the largest coffee chains in Turkey? There's a little trivia for you.
Oh,
Frank, that's for you. Stick it to him, Kyle. Stick it to him.
The largest coffee chain in Turkey right now.
and
Do we also have it in the U.S.?
No, the Turkey overseas. It is
Chocolate-
actually
No, I'm just saying, but do we also have that chain here?
yes.
Maxwell House.
Maxwell House. Exactly.
Sanka.
Folgers.
Folgers.
Believe it
To
or
the
not,
last drop.
believe it or not,
That's
The-
Maxwell House.
the Turkian civilians love Starbucks. Starbucks #1 chain in Turkey. They
Really?
have
I
I
over
thought Starbucks, but I felt like that was too obvious.
yeah, but they have over 500 locations in Turkey alone.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
There's a little trivia for you. Throw it back at you, Frank.
But I feel like Turkish coffee is so good. Why?
If they want our stuff. Really?
They paid for it. It's Western. That's why.
Okay.
They westernize themselves. All right.
There you go.
One more, Frank, or we going to
No,
the
no. Let's
people?
go. Let's go to the.
Let's go right to the question.
All right. Oh,
Right to the audience.
Face
For
the
the
crowd.
pipe. For the
get
pipe.
yourself ready. Here's a question for the pipe.
All right.
For all of you guys.
Somebody
we will
mute
not answer. This is for
mute
the
Ron
pipe.
and Bob. Mute them so that we don't they don't spoil it again this week.
Corey did say Starbucks, but that was a question for Frank. Corey.
Yeah.
This one is coming up for you. Everybody else listening, we are on Facebook looking for the correct answer.
And
Frank,
Audience
go
only.
ahead.
And-
Audience only.
Bob and Ron,
And-
shut up.
Right. Usually Bob and Ron spoil this. They spoil it and they answer, and then I have to dig into my bag of
Come up with something new.
new. Yeah. So we have a new function. It's called Kyle mutes Bob and Ron.
Yeah.
And it works. That's how it works.
So
Oh,
see,
man.
like right now, Frank's gonna give the answer. I'm putting them on mute. They're muted.
There you go. Perfect.
They
There you
can't
go.
say anything now.
This is where me and Kyle take over the show.
Yes, it is now the Frank and Kyle show. You're welcome.
All right. So September 29th, 1982.
Ooh.
A young girl who is sick in Illinois takes something that was laced with cyanide.
Ooh.
What company suffered this very, very, kind of interesting, I would call it, no one knew this crime. There was a crime that took place, and this large company suffered some major fallout for it. What's the company, and what is the company and the actual product that was poison?
Ooh. Two-parter. Company and product. I like it.
Look at those two. They can't
I
say
know.
a word.
They're going to be like writing it on paper and putting it up or signing it.
Everything. And I know Ron whispered it in Bob's ear because they can't help themselves.
We have a Bruce saying Tylenol.
Ah, okay. A two-parter.
And need the product, Bruce. We got the company. What's the product?
Product and the company.
Product
Tylenol
and-
is the product.
But we got another answer here for the company from a different person. So how are we going to do that?
Uh-oh.
I
Once
got
you get unmuted.
Like one person gets the stem, the other person gets the body.
There you go.
Well, we have
Your own pipe.
Corey Suarez says Johnson and Johnson.
No.
Johnson and Johnson it is.
There it is. And
So now that you created a problem, Frank,
That's it.
you got basically two guys giving half the answer each right.
So
Well,
now
that
you have to
doing
give another question because there's no way you're getting two people one pipe. So
all right.
Well,
all right.
here's the
Let's go
thing.
again.
Here's
so
the
this
thing.
here, guys. Extra strength, no less.
extra
All
strength.
right.
Okay.
Here,
So
we can
this is
make
for
a deal
Corey
with them.
and Bruce only.
Hold on. We can
Sorry,
make a
guys.
let's make a deal
Wait,
with
wait.
them. We'll give
Let's-
away 2 pipes if they agree to donate them to the troops.
Ooh, I like that, Kyle.
That's very nice.
All right. Okay. So Corey and Bruce, you both won half a pipe. Would you like to donate your portion? If you donate both your portion, I will also donate another pipe to our men and women.
All right. Bruce is in.
said, I'll
He's
give my half to the pipe to the soldiers. Corey, are you in on this?
That's good
Nope.
because I didn't have anything else in my sleeve.
So don't ever do this again, Frank. It's a one
Unless
answer
you say
deal.
it has to be answered.
I said it had to have both.
But what are you
You
gonna
Yeah, but people write only one answer, you know?
Yeah.
Right. So
do?
so they don't win. It's called
Okay.
do not win.
They both said yes.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
we
So
will.
the servicemen win. I planned
Yes.
it always. I always planned it that way.
All
See?
right.
That's great. Now
Corey
you have to donate one of your
and
dumbbells.
yes. No. I'm going to grab it from you.
Yeah, no.
Corey and Bruce, that is absolutely fantastic for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
We do thank you.
Thank you.
And our military men and women do thank you for that.
That's very
And
good.
catch
Very
us
nice.
next week, and Frank will have one answer, and we hope he can join us.
No, I will have one question.
Question.
And
with
Frank
one
will be
answer.
giving away the box of Perdone.
Beautiful. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you guys. Thank you.
Anyway, Laurel, so that is kind of our show. I hope you had a good time.
I did.
Awesome.
As you can see, we like to laugh, we like to joke, but we like to bring the world a little knowledge of the industry. So again, thank
And
you.
history.
Oh, thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for the invite.
Thank
It's awesome that you guys
guys.
do this program to send the pipes and everything over to active duty military members. Like that's awesome.
Mhm.
And thanks for you said Corey and Bruce for donating.
Yep.
Corey
Yes.
Corey Suarez and Bruce Stark. Thank
Awesome.
you. That was awesome of them. So anyway, we want to thank you for your time, and we really do hope to hear from you again, especially when you're coming down here.
Yes. Stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Stay in touch.
And when you know something good to promote and advertise, get in touch with us, and we'll throw you on the show too, and get whatever else General is putting out there. We'd love to market for you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you guys again for this opportunity. Thank you to everybody who's watching. This was super fun. And I will definitely, as long as you guys want me back, I will come back.
We
We'll
want
take
you
it
back.
back. We'll
Thank you.
take it back.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you have a great night. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
And from the rest of us, everybody, the Great Lake Smoke Show, we thank you for joining us again, and all your support. And thank you. And you guys have a great smoking week. Till next week.
We'll see you next week.
Have a great one.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, choosers.